So recently I've been asked by a few people in Twitch chat and in the comments for my warm-up and aim routine. Something simple that people can follow along with to try and improve their overall aiming capabilities. So I've decided to go ahead and make this video to help out anyone out there improving their own aim routines, and as always there'll be links in the description and timestamps as well. And the way I'll go about explaining this today is I'll just go ahead and take you through my own personal warm-up routine. Then I'll also show you some other useful tools I used to use, and from there you can go ahead and make your own aim routine. So the first thing I'm going to do roughly an hour, maybe 45 minutes before I'm about to hop onto Faceit, is I'll get into an aim map. There's two I tend to use most often, that being the famous Aimbots one and also CSGO Hub, which I'll talk about later. Once I've booted up Aimbots, I tend to close off 3 sides of the map and also shut down the furthest away line of bots and equip the AK. The initial goal of this is just to warm up my wrist. I do a series of different things from AK taps to sprays and then the occasional flick. I generally do this for about 3 to 5 minutes and then give my wrists a little bit of rest because this tires me out quite quickly. If I've got plenty of time, I'll just carry on spraying and tapping and flicking for about 15 to 30 minutes. And generally I just say to carry on until you feel like you're in your comfort zone. There are tons of things that you can do on aimbots. Others include taking out the USP and taking off the helmet and just tapping away. But yeah, that's the main routine, which I'll carry out for about 15 minutes. After I've done that, I tend to hop straight into an execute community server. I prefer the execute ones to the retake ones because I feel like they're a bit more diverse. Retaking to me just feels pretty standard, whereas trying to hold the enemies from planting and also trying to take over the site is a little bit more exciting. I just think it's a little bit more aggressive than it is passive. After I've gone through a full map or so, I tend to take a little 2-minute break before I hop onto FFA Deathmatch. This is a really useful aim routine and warm-up because it can be extremely fast-paced, and the varying game modes just make it a little bit more dynamic. I tend to take out an AK and try my best to pre-aim all the angles and just hold onto a position for as long as possible. Lots of people I see online just prefer to run around killing, but I think it's way more helpful if you try to see how long you can survive on B-Site, Mirage, or Window or whatever. In between Faceit games, if I feel like I'm not performing that well, I tend to go back to FFA and just go back to practicing that. But I don't do that so often. And speaking of Faceit, I recently just hit level 10, so expect a video about level 10 Faceit sometime soon. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. It's a mix of both an initial warm-up and an aim routine. The difference between the two is that the most experienced players don't really need to do much aim practice at all before their games. They should just be able to warm up in order to perform at the normal level. But I'm not professional, so this is just my own opinion. For people that feel like they need to improve their aim in general, I really cannot stress how helpful it is to make use of FFA and execute servers. Trying to fix your bad habits on aimbots really isn't helpful in my opinion because you're not fighting actual individuals, and therefore it's not going to be engaging your muscle memory. Other ways to practice your aim is to use the CSGO Hub map. This map has several different modes like Rush, which can help you with your sprays and angle management.